K Black here with a quick video. Top of the morning, man. Shout out to the LWC, the Lions Den Box community, man. Let's talk about the weigh-in and prediction of Jermell Charlo versus the WBC 154-pound champion, Tony Harrison. You know, they both came in underneath the 154-pound limit. Jermell Charlo came in 153 pounds and a half, and Tony Harrison came in 153 and 1/4 pounds. So they both look like to be in tremendous shape. I ain't seen them rush off to drink no Gatorade water or Pedialyte or anything like that. So that tells me that they be in tremendous shape. They train properly. I've heard many people say, if the fight is just as half as good as the promotion, we in for a treat, possibly even a fight of the year candidate. And I agree with that because the promotion has been, I'm not gonna lie, it's been gold in my opinion. It's been nice, it's been comical, it's been real. It seems like a real grudge match. I don't know if the grudge is absolutely real or they just selling a fight. Either way, you know, as in wrestling, they call it legitimate heat, or, you know, in the world call it beef or whatever. Either way, though, it's been selling a fight. I know one part of the fight, Tony Harrison said that, hey, I'm selling a fight. This motherfucker here talking about Jermell Charlo can't even complete a full sentence or something like that. He said something like that, but this shit was funny, man. And he been funny throughout the whole press conference. Even yesterday, during the weigh-in, you know, he did the Hollywood Hogan. That's why I'm making wrestling references. Anyway, he did the Hollywood Hogan, like playing the guitar and the belt type thing. You know, back in the day when Hulk Hogan was with the NWO, he had like the little guitar music as his entrance, and he'd be playing on the playing on the guitar and things like that. But anyway, you know, it was all business for Jermell Charlo. He's been the serious guy, the real person. It seems as if Tony Harrison been a more comical, relaxed person. Jermell Charlo been the most uptight, you know, in my opinion, real person. That's why it seems like this. It's a transition of two boxes or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's sold the fight, in my opinion. I think this fight gonna do good. It's a good way to end boxing. You know, I think on the PBC side, I don't think they have any more fights. Not to my record relation, but anyway, the fight's gonna be fucking good, man. You know, the first fight that happened a year ago, in my opinion, that's one of the advantages for Jermell Charlo, because Tony Harrison, they were originally supposed to fight earlier this year in June. But Tony Harrison pulled out due to an injury. He had an injury with his ankle. Jermell Charlo decided to fight anyway. He fought someone else. He knocked the guy out early in the fight. And he was like, hey, I'm back. Many people say, hey, Jermell Charlo back. He got that spun back and things of that nature. You know, Tony Harrison was like, you know, in the tennis, and he was looking, you know, like he wasn't pleased with the performance. In my opinion, it was a good performance for Jermell Charlo, but the guy, that's not Tony Harrison. You fought a guy, kind of like a late replacement, and you did what you're supposed to do with the guy. I mean, it's good for a confidence booster, but it's not the guy that took the belt from you, and Tony Harrison. And that fight, initially, I gave it to Jermell Charlo, right? When, in my opinion, when you initially watch a fight, you know, you're watching off raw emotion, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, that's like the best feeling to watch at that time. You know, but when you do that, though, at the same time, especially when you like a fight, because I like the Charlo twins, like Jermell and Jamal. I think they good for boxing. I know some people think they're arrogant, but when they was quiet, nobody paid attention to them. So when they started talking about the things they do and became more boisterous, people start paying attention to them more. But anyway, when you like a certain fighter, you might see things not there. All right? In my opinion, even when, you know, Tony Harrison was landing those jabs and right hands, I just thought that he wasn't busy enough and he wasn't engaging enough, even though he was boxing beautifully. But I just thought that he wasn't just doing enough. I just thought Jermell was just doing more and landing more. But after you really rewatch the fight and things of that, you start seeing that Tony Harrison was the line. You know, Jermell did miss a lot of those shots. And Tony Harrison was accurate as fuck, man. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why when they show the highlights over and over, it's not like they're trying to shit on Jermell Charlo. It's just really showing that Tony Harrison really was that more accurate. And his punches was that more telling than Jermell Charlo. You know what I mean? In a lot of those rounds. And that's the reason why three of the judges, one judge had it like one for Charlo and one for Tony Harrison to won a draw or two for him or a close fight, something like that, I would understand him saying he got cheated. But all three judges, man, and I was in in Jermell's corner saying the same thing, But beat it as it may, he got an opportunity to right his wrong. My thing is, I know Jermell Charlo keep on saying he wanted to knock out, and he think he's a knockout artist. He even reiterated that during the press conference and stuff like that. My thing is, bro, he was a boxer at first. We know that Jermell was the bigger guy, and he's like he was more of the knockout puncher than Jermell. And Jermell has been getting some knockouts, but once he switched trainers with Errol Spence trainer Derrick James, it seems as if that's all that he want. And I've seen this happen to fighters before. They just want the knockout over and over until they fight somebody who's real slick, and they eventually get exposed. A couple fights come to mind. Robert Guerrero. I remember Robert Guerrero fought in the lighter weight classes. He actually was more of a boxer. He was southpaw, kind of rangy. He would give people fit. Some people even dug Robert Guerrero when he was fighting the lighter weight classes, because he was southpaw and he knew how to box, so they didn't want those problems. But for some reason, once he went to 147, he started gaining weight. I know he brawled with Andre Berto, and he was successful in that particular fight, and he just kept that attitude, just brawling, till he got in there with Floyd, and Floyd just exposed his ass by boxing the hell out of him and beating him like every damn round. Same with Nino Donaire. Nino Donaire had punching power, and he would get guys out of there, but he was more of a boxer as well. But for some reason, he got to a particular weight class, and everything he did was like a left hand. He was very, very left hand dominant with that left hook, was very powerful. He would even throw uppercuts with it, and he would get guys out of there. And he relied on that until he fought Guillermo Rigondeaux. We knew what happened. Guillermo Rigondeaux exposed his ass. He even said after the fight that he was relying on his power too much. You know what I mean? So I don't want that to happen to Jermell. It seems like Jermell, that's the same route that he's going towards. And the thing is, and that's the reason why the slick Tony Harrison was able to see those shots coming from a mile away, man. You can't wing every shot. You can slow him down. Like in this fight, you're going to have to slow him down, bro. You're going to have to walk him down. You're going to have to cut the ring off. You're going to have to jab to the stomach. You know what I mean? And when you get in close, instead of just landing and try to throw one haymaker, jab, and get yourself in there, man. You know what I mean? Jab a couple times, to set up a couple of shots. If you're not going to be willing to walk this man down, I know he said he's going to come and stand in front of you more. I know that's what you want, because I know you've been saying that, he ran and shit like that. When boxers started talking like that means he couldn't catch up to the boxer, or he couldn't cut the damn ring off. That's not Tony Harrison's fault. That's your fault if you're not training to cut the goddamn ring off. So if you're not going to cut the ring off, jab, go to the body to slow him down. Even if you can't even hit him clearly and cleanly, start hitting them damn elbows, hitting the shoulder, hit any damn thing to slow the motherfucking ass down, because that's what's going to happen. He going to slow down. If not, we're going to see you, get another L. And Tony Harrison, don't try to go bravado because he's pissing you off or whatever, you want to stand toe-to-toe. You're going to end up flattening your goddamn back. Let's not act like that haven't happened before. It's this is what it is. So, in my opinion, I don't think you should do, man, because you won a fight. Just do more of what you was doing. Been on the back foot, boxing, counter punching, jabbing, just dictating the pace of the fight. You road to victory. It's just what it is, man. If these guys are willing to do that, then they're going to lose. I see either, Tony Harrison by unanimous decision or Jermell Charlo by knockout. I'm not saying that Jermell Charlo can't outbox Tony Harrison, but his mindset is getting a knockout, not leaving in the judge's hand, because he believed if they go to the judge's hands against us, he felt as if he been dealt a bad hand. He believed that he's going to lose again. And the thing is, Tony Harrison is the champion now, whether you like it or not. And you don't know if some of those judges going to give him the benefit of the doubt or give Jermell Charlo the benefit of the doubt, because people believe that he got, robbed anyway in this particular fight. So if, like I said, man, Jermell, reiterate what I'm saying. Jermell Charlo's not willing to walk him down, get off the ring, go to the body, and throw combinations instead of just looking for one big shot. He's gonna lose his fight. If Tony Harris is not willing to box on the back foot, parry punches, catch punches, counter punch, continue to keep that jab in his face, and he gonna lose the fight, man. This is what it is. If you try to stand toe to toe with Jermell Charlo, he's gonna end up on the goddamn canvas, man. So what you guys think about this fight, man? Do you think that Tony Harrison is going to end up on his back like we've seen him before? Or do you think we're going to see Jermell Charlo at the press conference crying again for losing? We just got to see how it goes, man. One thing I am going to say that Tony Harrison said he living rent-free in Charlo's head. And to a certain degree, I believe that, man. When you angry because you lost, that's one thing. But Jermell Charlo got to calm down, man. His mindset should be trying to just bank those rounds early. And if a knockout does happen, it occurs, in my opinion, he should go back to boxing, man. He can use his jab. And like I said, he can walk him into something, bro. He can walk him to something. This is what it is. And then hit him, like I said, hit him with something heavy, and he can get him out of there. But I just think that with his bravado, his anger, I really think he's going to try to go in for broke like he did against his last opponent, and think that he's going to be successful. And not saying that if you catch Tony Harrison, it can't happen, but the way Tony Harrison is so slick, it'd be him getting caught with something, man. But anyway, I'm going to end this video. But I got to make a prediction, man. And I haven't made predictions all year because basically I've been kind of know how the fight is going to go. I kind of been knowing who's going to win particular fights. So that's the reason why I haven't been making predictions. But I think I'm going to limb here, man. I think Tony Harrison, unless he get clipped with something, if he can box like and intensify it, man, Jermell Charlo gonna have a long day. I just think that Tony Harrison gonna win this fight, man. And if I'm wrong, I come and say, hey, I'm wrong. And I don't mind being wrong in this case because I think Jermell Charlo is good for the sport. But I think that Harrison is very, very confident. And I think Jermell if he don't get the knockout, he's not gonna win the fight, man. That's K Black.